Orzo with peas, carrots, and Parmesan is a dish everyone loves, down to your pickiest eaters because it's so good, and also the chef because making it is so quick and easy. Orzo is probably my family's favorite pasta. If you're not familiar, orzo is like these little tiny pieces of pasta. They look just like rice. And I think maybe we love it so much because when you eat it, you can use a spoon and just kind of like shovel it in versus having to twirl it with a fork. We're gonna get right started. I've got a large pot filled up with water for the pasta, and we got this cranked on high to bring this to a boil. Over here, a smaller pot with about this much water for the carrots, and I've got this up on high here to get this one to the boil. And over here, I have 1.5 cups of those little frozen peas, and they're beginning to thaw. Now, if you don't like peas, you don't have to put them in, but these are delicious. So I got started with the carrots, I've skinned them, and now I am trying my best to cut them in about 1/4 inch slices, pretty even. We need 1.5 cups of the carrots, just as much as we need of the peas. And you know what? Again, like the peas, if you don't like, somebody in the family doesn't like the carrots, it's okay. You can leave them out because originally, when my family was young, we used to just have orzo and Parmesan. But then over the years, we added the vegetables. Because you know me, I really like my color. Water's boiling, and now we're just gonna get these carrots in the water. And we want these to boil in here just until they're fork tender. Let's see, it's been about 5 minutes. Oh, perfect. Perfect. You don't want your carrots to still be crunchy. You just want them to be tender. Okay, so now I'm gonna strain these and take the water out. Okay, so I'm putting the carrots back in with 1 tablespoon of butter. And I'm just gonna let that butter melt and let the carrot saute in there with the butter. So this is actually how I make buttered carrots, just like this. And just be careful that you got your temperature all the way on low because you don't want these to like burn or anything. You just want them to lightly simmer for about 2 minutes. And I almost forgot, we added a little vegetables. You want to add just a little bit of salt in there. The pasta water is boiling good. You want to put, a couple of tablespoons of salt in your water. And now we're going to put the pasta. Now I've got 12 ounces of pasta in here, which is about 6 servings. 8 servings just makes so much. This is going to cook, the package says 9 minutes, but we're going to cook this for 8 minutes because it's going to cook in addition with the vegetables. So set the timer. Okay, now we're going to add our peas in with the buttered carrots. Add just another little bit of salt and just stir this up together. And we're going to let this just stay on low, let it simmer, let those peas get nice and warm. So we have a few minutes while that pasta's cooking, and now's our time to chop up some basil. And we need about 4 tablespoons of fresh basil. We got about another minute to go. We're on the 7-minute mark, and this is like probably the most important part of the dish. You need to reserve this pasta water. If you can see in here how we've got some of that white ring of starch, that's what we want. So you dig in like a big old mug, whatever you have, and I say you want a good 2 cups. Timer's going off. I'm going to drain this pasta. Make sure you use a sieve with teeny holes so that the little rice pasta doesn't go through. And now 2 tablespoons of butter. Stir this up until your butter melts. Now we're going to add the peas and the carrots. Okay, now stir this up just gently. Now you can see it's there's no sauce here. Okay, so now I'm going to add in, I'm going to start with 1 cup at a time of my pasta water, and I'm going to stir it, I'm going to whip it up really quick. Can you see how it's starting to get creamy? Now we're going to add a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And I didn't do this by hand. This Parmesan cheese in the grocery store works just fine. We'll slide in the basil. Just a little bit more of the pasta water. And stir it. And as you stir and whip this around, it makes the most creamy, most delicious sauce. I'm just gonna spoon this in here. And what is so great about this dish is that not only is it the perfect side dish to really any meal, or it can be a dish in itself, but it is so darn good for a weeknight meal and even for company. Okay, now you want to put like a little bit of Parmesan at the very top, just like this, and it is the best. Thank you for watching and for subscribing, and until next week, bon appetit.